play my intro. Now it's time for the Robb Johnson Sports Show, presented by Robb Johnson Media and the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Robb Johnson Sports Show. Welcome to another show with one of the most handsome men on your screen. I am Robb Johnson, and we have episode 99 of the Robb Johnson Sports Show here today. We won't be on here long. You know how I roll. I'm not on here too long. I talk a few subjects, and I keep it moving. So, let's talk about first baseball. And you know, folks, baseball doesn't get the love it deserves because, well, I can't tell you why, but you won't hear about it on your ESPN First Takes or some of your other shows. That's why we miss the old PTIs, and PTI still does it. And then Pardon the Interruption, love to talk about baseball. Of course, we know baseball is leaving ESPN, but you can always find baseball talk here on the Robb Johnson Sports Show. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's start with the National League. The Philadelphia Phillies lead the New York Mets by 5 games. The Milwaukee Brewers lead the Cubs, who were up on top of that division at one time, now lead by 7.5 games. The Milwaukee Brewers, astronomical. They have won 10 out of the last 10 and on an 11-game winning streak. Here's the more important, not the important, but here's the more impressive stat when you talk about the Milwaukee Brewers. And I'll bring this up. I brought these stats up this morning. They're on an 11-game winning streak. This is their second 11-game winning streak of the season, making it only the 13th team since 1900 to achieve that feat in a single season. They are also 20-4. God, let me say that again for you all. The Milwaukee Brewers are 20-4. Since the All-Star break. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand the fact that this team, again, has its second 11-game winning streak? That's the only 13 teams since 1900 to do that. So since 1900, only 13 teams have achieved this feat, which to me is unbelievable. Like, what else can you say about the Milwaukee Brewers? The Milwaukee Brewers right now are one of the best teams in baseball right now. They are a team that we all believe is going to make it possible to the World Series. Now, here's the problem. The Milwaukee Brewers have appeared in MLB playoffs 10 times with an overall postseason record of 22-32. According to Baseball Reference, their most notable playoff appearance was in 1982 when they won the American League pennant but lost the World Series to the St. Louis Cardinals. Since 2018, they have been a more consistent playoff team in presence, but have only won one playoff series. Think about that. Since 2018, this team has won one playoff series. One. And they've had some damn good teams in Milwaukee. But one playoff series won since 2018, and 1982 was the last time they were in the World Series. Here's some more context. The Brewers have been in the playoffs 10 times, including a wild card appearance in 2019 and advanced to NLCS in 2011. Overall record, again, is 22-32. Recent playoff appearances. The Brewers have made the playoffs in 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 23. Notable series. They won the 2018 NLDS against the Colorado Rockies. And then they again lost the World Series to the St. Louis Cardinals 4-3 in 1982. So basically, folks, what we're trying to get here is this. Milwaukee's 75-44 right now. They lead the NL Central. Do you trust the Milwaukee Brewers? And I've talked to my guy, Larry Patterson, about this a whole lot. Me and him have had discussion after discussion after discussion about this team and do we trust the Milwaukee Brewers. Speaking of Larry Patterson, let me check this out for you guys. Larry Patterson, Game Time Sports 365. Check them out. Check out Game Time 365 Sports on the Game Time Sports Network. Larry Patterson bringing the heat to you every single time. And if the Milwaukee Brewers do not make it to the World Series, their fans are going to be like this. And I have another random one. I'm going to play that anyway. It may not even relate to it, but I don't care.
The question is, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Who is overrated?
Well, it says NFL, but I need to change it to MLB. But are the Milwaukee Brewers overrated when it comes to the playoffs? Because, again, 22-32 over the last, I don't know how many years since the 82, probably before then. Is Milwaukee playoff ready? If you think Milwaukee is playoff ready, comment down below and comment on here and tell me that you think the Milwaukee Brewers are finally ready to win a World Series. Because quite honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. Let's move on to another team. Let's talk about those Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that paid Shohei Ohtani all that money. Let's talk about a team that has one of the biggest payrolls in the history of baseball. Since the All-Star break, this team, I have the Padres up. Let me get the Dodgers up. The Dodgers since the All-Star break are 10-11. Let me repeat that. The Dodgers since the All-Star break are 10-11. In 2025, the Los Angeles Dodgers' biggest lead in the National League West Division was 9 games. 9 games. Now they're tied with the San Diego Padres. It's not looking good right now. The pitching's looking dull. The hitting's looking dull. They just lost to the Los Angeles Angels last night. They are 0-4 against the Los Angeles Angels this season. That right there alone cannot happen. They beat the San Francisco Giants. They've lost 4 out of the last 6, 4 out of the last 10 games. They've been struggling. They brought Rafael Devers in. You thought Devers was going to actually make this team a playoff contender, and it has not happened. Actually, the team that's really gotten really good has been the Boston Red Sox. Yes, the Boston Red Sox, the team that has won 6 out of their last 10. The team that is now 3.5, 2 game and a half up on the Yankees for second in the AL East. The Red Sox are playing good baseball. They dominated the Houston Astros last night, ladies and gentlemen. It was 14-1. 14-1. And speaking of those Astros, they are now tied with the Mariners for the lead in the AL West at 67-53. That right there tells me one thing. This race to end the baseball season could be historic as one of the best races we've ever seen as far as the American League and National League. Now, you look at the National League, the Phillies look like they have things under control, but we don't know. We still got time to play some baseball. Still got, 40-some-odd games left? So you never know. The Brewers, they're 7.5 up. You never know. They could get cold. Injuries happen. The Cubs could get hot. Even though the Cubs have lost 4 out of the last 4 or 6 in the last 10 games, they could get hot. Dodgers, Padres, that's going to be a battle. That's going to have to be something we're going to have to keep our eyes on because that's what the race is telling right now. Blue Jays, they won 6 games in their last 10. They look like I would say this, the Blue Jays, to me, I would feel comfortable with the lead, but not too much with Boston because Boston is a little hot right now. Detroit still 5.5 up on the Cleveland Guardians. Detroit has really struggled in the second half. You don't know if it's boredom. You don't know if they're just trying to get to the playoffs, but they need to get together. The Texas Rangers have really fallen off in the second half. They need to get themselves together if they want to get any type of shot at winning division or a wild card spot. Rangers are 6.5 back. Now, let's go to the wild card standings. In the wild card, these are the teams right now who lead the wild card in Major League Baseball. The Chicago Cubs, 3.5 up. The Padres, 3.5 up. And the Mets, right now, they have basically no lead. The team behind them is the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are 2 games back. Now, if we go to the Reds schedule, because I'm really big on schedule. They got 3 against the Phillies, 3 against the Brewers, at the Angels for 3, at the Diamondbacks for 3, at the Dodgers versus the Cardinals in 3, versus the Blue Jays, versus the Mets, at the Padres for 3, at the Athletics. The Athletics are not easy to play on the road. I don't care what their record is. At the Cardinals versus the Cubs versus the Pirates, and then they end the season at the Milwaukee Brewers. Basically, what I'm saying in a nutshell is this: if the Cincinnati Reds get into the playoffs, they will be a threat. That gauntlet of a schedule that I just read to you, you get in the playoffs with that gauntlet of a schedule, you're a threat to me. Because again, look at that. Look at the team. You got the Mets. You got the Brewers. You got to go to the Dodgers. These teams are fighting for their play, are fighting for something. And then you go late in the season to the Athletics, who are always spoilers. So, if you're the Cincinnati Reds and you make the playoffs, you earned it. St. Louis Cardinals, they're 4 games back. Do I think the Cardinals can make a run here? No, I do not. Diamondbacks are in that group that have to play the Cincinnati Reds. They're 6.5 back. But right now, I think this is a 2-team race between the Reds and the Mets right now. The Mets have the 3 slot, have that 3 spot, and the Reds could possibly catch them. It wouldn't be good for the Mets if they missed the playoffs. Let's just say that, because too much money, too much invested. But you know how that goes. Now we go to the American League. Mariners at the number 1 spot, 3 games up. Red Sox, 1.5 games up. Yankees, guess who's 1 game behind them? The Cleveland Guardians, 3.5 back. The Texas Rangers, 4 back. The Kansas City Royals, 6 back. The Los Angeles Angels. And let me say this about the Angels. The Angels may not make the playoffs this year, but this is the most fight I've seen from this Los Angeles Angels team in a very long time. I am very, very impressed by what the Los Angeles Angels are doing right now. So shout out to the Los Angeles Angels and everything that they are doing to try to make this a competitive season. Now, let's go to the WNBA, guys. And here you go. Here's the playoff seeding right now. If the season ended today, this would be a playoff seeding. You would have the Minnesota Lynx against the Seattle Storm, the Indiana Fever against the Phoenix Mercury. You would have the you have the Atlanta Dream against the Las Vegas Aces. That's an intriguing matchup, by the way. Then you got the Golden State Valkyrie against the Liberty. Now, when you look at this bracket, if the season ended today, and you look at this, wouldn't the first thing come to your mind is, damn, the Minnesota Lynx got an easy road to the championship. It leads to them against the Liberty. That's what you would say, right? But here's the thing. I'm a believer in the Atlanta Dream. I'm a believer that they could possibly, if they were to play the Aces in the first round, they could beat the Aces. Now, Asia Wilson wouldn't go down without a fight. She'd be averaging 30 a game. They need to get her some real help. But she wouldn't go down without a fight, folks. But I think the Dream are a better team right now than the Las Vegas Aces. I believe the Valkyrie could upset the New York Liberty. Now, when it comes to the Fever and Mercury, that has become a rivalry in itself. Folks, I know people don't want to hear this, and I'm not saying I don't want to admit this, but I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. Right now, the WNBA is struggling. Ever since the All-Star game and that, whatever we saw, whatever that performance was, and ever since this young lady has been hurt, and Caitlin Clark from Iowa to Indiana, the league has struggled a little bit. Let's just keep it honest. You know, we can sit here and lie and, oh, I'm not a Caitlin. Hey, listen, I ain't no Caitlin Clark fan like that, but guess what? Since she hasn't been there, the eyes haven't been there like that. And I'm one of those advocates that say, we got great players in the league. Everybody does a great job, blah, blah, blah. But we're talking about now a league that needs a big playoff run. They need this playoffs. The WNBA needs this playoffs to be great. Now, you don't have Angel Reese there because not only is she hurt, she plays sparingly, but her team ain't good. So you need that superstar. Yes, you have Asia Wilson. You have Napisha Caller. Napisha Caller. When she gets back and gets healthy, the Lynx are still winning despite her being out. You have other stars in the league, but and it would be nice to at least get the LA Sparks in the playoffs. You have those young superstars over there, but that may not happen. So this is what we have: Caitlin Clark coming back, and Caitlin Clark helping them getting at least to the second round and possibly the finals would be tremendous for the league. Because right now, again, baseball, ladies and gentlemen, is on fire. Again, I don't know if you noticed, but baseball is completely on fire. And baseball is so good right now, they could take away from the WNBA postseason, which a lot of times they play on the middle of the day on Sundays during the football season, which absolutely makes no sense to me, and somebody needs to fix that quickly. Now, speaking of the teams, let's go to last night. Let's quickly go through the scores from last night. The Dallas Wings go on the road and upset the Indiana Fever. The Fever lose 81-80 after Kelsey Mitchell misses a final game-winning shot. The New York Liberty go on the road and beat an old-time rival in the LA Sparks 105-97. You still do not have the services of Breanna Stewart. But again, I think that this is good for that team to – you still got Jonquel Jones, still got Nescu. It is good, and you got Natasha Cloud. It is good for this team to be able to learn how to play basketball and do things the right way so that when Breanna Stewart does get back, she will be able to implement herself and do what Breanna Stewart does in the playoffs. That's just how I see things, and that's how I basically see the league right now. So, yeah, that's how that goes, man. All right, we go to the leaders. Napisha Collier leads the league with 23.5 points per game still, even after injury. Angel Reese, even through her injuries, she leads the league in rebounds with 12.6 per game. Assists per game. Lissa Thomas, she leads the league in assists with nine assists per game. Steals per game. We have out of the Seattle Storm, Gabby Williams. She has 2.5 per game. Blocks per game, Asia Wilson, which is so impressive with her offense, the way she is so great on offense. And then she comes back and gets 2.1 blocks per game. She knows how to play defense. Demikra Hamby from the Los Angeles Sparks, field goal percentage, .596 throughout the season. Natasha Howe right behind her, only 17 percentage points behind. 3-point percentage, Kennedy Burke from the New York Liberty. She's playing really good this season with a .475 average. Jonquel Jones right behind her with an average of .441. Free throw percentage, not surprising. Anescu, we know how she does. 938 on the season. Then we have Kayla McBride, who is right behind her with the same percentage, 938. So great job shooting free throws. Minutes per game, Kelsey Plum, 35.5 points per game. And she has to do that, right? Kelsey Plum has to play 35 plus minutes a game, because if she doesn't, that team is not going to be successful. Turnovers per game, Angel Reese leads the league with 4 turnovers a game. And that's something definitely that Angel Reese is going to have to improve on going to next season, because I definitely saw that when I saw her game live. She's playing really good, rebounding, etc., but the turnovers have increased. She's got to improve that going into next season. Now, folks, let's talk about something that everybody wants to get into, the NFL preseason. Now, if you guys check out me and Larry Patterson this Sunday night at 7 p.m., we will be talking on the Sunday Night Hype. Make sure you visit the Sunday Night Hype. Again, the Sunday, SUNDAY, NIGHT HYPE, the Sunday Night Hype. It is on YouTube. I think we got about 6 subscribers now. We just basically started the channel up. Let's get those subscribers up to 50 by this weekend. Let's get up to 50, and let's get the subscriptions up to the hundreds, so that we can make this show bigger, because we talk all football and we make sure that you get your football fix every day, every Sunday when we talk NFL football. Now, let's go through the matchups. Week 2 NFL season. Week 2 starts on Friday and it ends on Monday. So I'm gonna go through real quick. You'll get me and Larry to talk about the in-depths of the games on all that on Sunday at 7:10 p.m. But now, Titans against Falcons. I need to see Cam Ward play at least the first half. I need to see Michael Penix play. I need to see the starters for both teams basically play. That's it. Chiefs, Seahawks, I don't need to see the Chiefs starters. Not at all. I don't need to see Patrick Mahomes. I do need to see a heavy dose of Jalen Milroe, and I need to see Sam Darnold there for the Seahawks. Ravens, Cowboys, I need to see the Dallas starters. I need to see the Dallas starters. Do I need to see Lamar Jackson? Hell no. I don't need to see Lamar Jackson. He's proved what he can do. He's a 2-time MVP. Should have been a 3-time MVP. But the Cowboys starters need to see out there. Browns, Eagles, need to see the Browns starters. Need to see all the Browns starters. Shedeur Sanders needs to start. You want to talk about having Shedeur Sanders start in an atmosphere that is going to make him or break him? You start him in Philadelphia. Put him in Philadelphia. Those fans are not going to be easy on him. That is a good test for Shedeur. Have Shedeur start against the Eagles. We don't need to see Jalen Hurts. We don't need to see any of the starters from the Philadelphia Eagles. Dolphins, Lions. We don't need to see Tua. I would like to see a little bit of Jared Goff in this game. You're at home. So I would like to see a little bit of Jared Goff. Packers and Colts. We won't see Richardson because of the injury of the pinky last week. Maybe he recovered, maybe didn't. I don't know. Packers, you don't need to play any starters. Jordan Love is already hurt. Just get in there, get your work done. Patriots, Vikings. I need to see the starters from both teams. Both teams need to have their starters. Panthers, Texans. Don't need to see Bryce Young. I saw enough last week. Keep him safe. Don't need to see CJ Stroud. Keep him safe. 49ers, Raiders. 4 o'clock. Saturday. NFL Network. Need to see all the starters from both teams. Chargers, Rams. Don't need to see any starters. Not at all. Don't need to see any starters. Steelers, Buccaneers. I need to see Aaron Rodgers. I need to see Aaron Rodgers play. Yeah. Jets, Giants. Need to see the starters. Both teams, without a doubt. Cardinals, Broncos. Need to see the starters. Because these two teams are going to be very good, very sneaky this year, especially those Arizona Cardinals. And you know how I feel about the Denver Broncos. So get a little showcase going. Jaguars, Saints on Sunday, 1 o'clock on Info Network. I need to see the starters. We need to see the starters from both teams. Bills and Bears on Sunday. Fox, 8 o'clock game. Need to see Caleb Williams for the entire first half. I need to see Caleb Williams for the entire first half. You're at home. Fox game. Fox used to have the preseason games all the time. You're on Fox. It's Sunday night. Come on now. You got to get out there and show out and showcase. If you're worried about getting injured, then don't play football. But yeah, Caleb Williams needs to play the entire first half. I need to see Josh Allen for at least one series. But you know what? No. We don't need to see Josh Allen. You can sit Josh Allen out. But some of the defensive starters for the Bills, especially if you don't want to get anybody hurt, think about playing them, maybe not, but you need to still see your defense and how it rolls. The Bears just need to play football. The Bears need to get better at football. Commanders, Bengals. I need to see the starters from both teams. I need to see Jaden Daniels play football without Terry McLaurin. That's what I need to see. I need to see Jaden Daniels play football without Terry McLaurin because I need to know how I think it's a barometer for them to test themselves and to see what they can fix if he's not there. So yeah. So that's how that goes, man. That's how I'm looking at that. That's exactly how I'm looking at that. Me and Larry will get in depth in all those games and we'll give you a lineup for our show by tomorrow. Again, make sure you visit the Sunday Night Hype and subscribe on YouTube to the Sunday Night Hype. We don't want to do a Facebook page, but if we have to, we will. And then we'll have to, or you can check the videos out on my Rob Johnson Media sports page or my regular Facebook, Rob Johnson. And I'll share the video. Just make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube. Now, let's go to one of the favorite segments of the people.
I need you to shut the hell up for the immediate future.
Okay, so all these people talking about Mike Tomlin has all the pressure on them, and Aaron Rodgers has no pressure. He's free to go. He's free. No, he's not free. He hasn't been in the playoffs in a couple of years. Aaron Rodgers has a lot of pressure on him. Aaron Rodgers waited to the last minute to get signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's pressure on both sides. Don't get me wrong. Believe me, the Steelers did not draft Shador. They could not get the deal done for Matthew Stafford. But let's be very honest here. Let's be very, very clear here, folks. Aaron Rodgers' long-term legacy is on the line. He has one Super Bowl. His teams have really not played well in some of the biggest moments. Sometimes it's fault, sometimes not his fault. They were in the NFC Championship game when Tom Brady went to Super Bowl. Remember, that was the barometer. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you beat Tom Brady in that game. Even though there are some other factors, I get it. You beat Tom Brady in that game, you're possibly being called one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time because you beat that guy. And then you go on to play Patrick Mahomes. Think about that. You could beat Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes all in one. What that would have done for Aaron Rodgers' career at the time for Green Bay. But again, my shut the hell up is basically this. To all those people saying that Aaron Rodgers has no pressure. He's playing football, okay? He's in his 40s, but so is Tom Brady. So there was pressure with Tom Brady. There's pressure with Aaron Rodgers. Get off your high horse. Stop thinking that because Aaron Rodgers used to play well and do all these great things in Green Bay that he doesn't have the pressure. No, he has as much pressure as Mike Tomlin and probably even more. So please miss me with that, guys. Like it just pisses me off. It pisses me off to no end. Talking about Mike Tomlin is gonna get all the blame and all. No. Aaron Rodgers is gonna get some of this blame too if the Pittsburgh Steelers do not have a winning season and he ends up getting that man fired, getting a third coach fired. So yeah, miss me with that, folks. My tell the world how I feel today is basically this. When it comes to sports and sports in general, respect all sports, especially one of the great games in the world, baseball. Baseball is such a great sport. It's been around for so long. It's created so many opportunities for so many people outside of the United States, and it is one of the more exciting postseason leagues that you can find there. Don't get me wrong, folks. The Super Bowl is exciting. You have some other thing. The NBA Finals are always exciting. But when you talk about hockey and you talk about baseball and you talk about what those two things bring to the essence of the love of sports, you gotta love it. So like I said again, I understand football is king. I understand basketball is a top notch. Everybody wants to talk about that. But make sure you guys are talking to other sports. Make sure you're talking tennis. Make sure you're talking hockey. Make sure you're talking soccer. Make sure you're talking all these other sports. And we'll try to continue to expand here on the Robb Johnson Sports Show and talk more topics. You saw I was just talking about the Gold Cup a couple of months ago when the USA lost to Mexico. They lost to Mexico. I believe it was in NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. So yeah, that's my tell the world. If you're in this field, if you want to be a journalist, make sure you have a diverse portfolio. Life isn't just what you see on ESPN First Take. Okay, they have a show to run. They have a quota to make. They have to market a certain way. They can't talk about all topics, but on shows like this, to grow my audience and for you people who want to talk all topics, hey, I'll talk anything. So that's how I feel. Telling the world how I feel today. I will talk any sport, anytime, any day, because I love sports. And this is where you come to watch great sport. You come to watch great sports talk. The Robb Johnson Sports Show, episode 99. Episode 100 will be an interview that I have with two great coaches. Who are those coaches and where do they represent? Just wait and see who those coaches are. Give me another week or so, and you'll get that interview here live on the Robb Johnson Sports Show. It'll be episode 100 next time. You all have a great day, and I'll catch you later.